Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at noon.
3 people are seriously injured after a crash in Dilworth this morning. Emergency crews responded to a single-car crash around 7 a.m. at the intersection of 28th Avenue North and 34th Street North near the Dilworth Aldi. Authorities say when they arrived on scene, they saw one person was ejected from the vehicle and 2 others were trapped inside. They were able to get the 2 people free from the car, and all 3 were taken by ambulance to the hospital. There was also a service dog inside the vehicle at the time of the crash. The cause of the crash is still under investigation. Breakfast was cut short for people at Huddle House this morning as the restaurant was evacuated due to a grease fire. Crews were able to put out the fire quickly, but the restaurant will remain closed until the smoke clears out. No one was hurt during this incident. The fire happened around 8:30 this morning. Huddle House is connected to the Flying J gas station on 39th Street South. Taking a live look outside this Friday afternoon, another gloomy day in the metro. Let's check in with meteorologist Lisa Green to see how the rest of the weekend is panning out.
Yes, it's a gloomy summer solstice, the first day of summer. What really that means is that we are seeing the longest daylight hours of the year on this date. And we're going to see a chance for some storms too. We've got a severe storm risk for us in the valley. This has been shifted since this morning a little farther westward, following what our forecast models have been showing. That development around the James River Valley, even west of there, happening this afternoon, and then pressing to the east-northeast from there. So the greatest risk will be when those storms are first firing, and that's this afternoon and evening. We're looking at damaging wind and 1-inch hail and potentially an isolated tornado to look out for as well. So some severe storms possible today. Right now, just mostly cloudy, some areas of rain, light rain showers affecting us in the valley at the moment. And we'll expect to have that continuing into the early afternoon before those storms develop. And cool too. It's only 61 degrees in Devil's Lake, so not warm at all there. There are some places that have hit the 70s. Up in the northeast where we've had a little more sun, it's 73 degrees in Roseau and Baudette and only 67 in Fargo and Grand Forks. Checking out your hourly planner, expect temperatures to be into the low 70s today for Fargo. If we can get there, it's going to be a little bit of a struggle with all the cloud cover and the chance for some rain and some thunderstorms too. We'll have more on that coming up in your hour-by-hour planner.
Thank you, Lisa. Last night, storms hit a Jennie-O turkey farm in St. James, Minnesota. 2 of 3 barns have severe damage. Each of these barns holds around 16,000 birds. We have not heard how many were killed. Jennie-O is sending semi-trucks to the site to assess the damage. The family living on site found shelter in St. James and is safe, but all of the windows at the home were broken. Authorities say 2 people are dead after 2 semi-trucks collided this morning near Polk County Road 41. Minnesota State Patrol says 1 driver has been identified and his identity will be released once notifications have been made to relatives. Identification of the other party will be released, also pending family notification. Time for a look at this week's Valley's Most Wanted. Police say 47-year-old Sean Derrick-Zander is wanted for a probation violation for drug paraphernalia, unauthorized use of an ID, and unauthorized use of a motor vehicle. Call your local law enforcement if you have any information. First responders in Moorhead called off a late-night search after a man was allegedly close to a river while possibly suffering from a medical emergency. Crews arrived around 9 p.m. to the 3100 block of Rivershore Drive South to find a woman yelling that her husband was near the river and possibly had an injured foot. Officials say they have found a man who confirmed he had injured his foot earlier, but told officers he was never in danger near the river and does not know why first responders were given that information. During the search, scent dogs were brought in, along with an aerial drone equipped with thermal imaging technology. Tensions between the U.S. and Iran remain high after the Trump administration abruptly called off a military strike to retaliate against Iran for shooting down an American drone. CBS News has learned the strike would have targeted Iranian air defenses, but it was halted just 1 hour before it was scheduled to launch. Natalie Brandt has the latest from the White House.
President Trump explained on Twitter his last-minute decision to call off a military strike against Iran. He wrote, "We were cocked and loaded to retaliate last night on 3 different sites when I asked how many people will die. 150 people, sir, was the answer from a general. 10 minutes before the strike, I stopped it." The stand down came about 24 hours after an Iranian missile knocked a U.S. drone out of the sky, sending it corkscrewing into the ocean. Iran says the drone was flying over its territory. The U.S. disputes that.
It was over international waters, clearly over international waters.
This morning, Iranian state TV aired unconfirmed video claiming to show debris from the $110 million unmanned drone. A Revolutionary Guard commander said Iran refrained from shooting down an American military plane with 35 people on board that it says also crossed into its airspace. On Twitter, the president also revealed additional economic sanctions have now been imposed on Iran. But some lawmakers and analysts believe Iran must pay a heavy price for attacking an American aircraft.
The administration is going to have to respond to this or lose a lot of credibility and standing in the region and around the rest of the world.
Tensions between the U.S. and Iran have been rising after last week's attack on 2 oil tankers near the Strait of Hormuz. The administration blames Iran, releasing video and images as evidence. Iran has denied the accusations. The United Nations issued a statement urging all parties to exercise maximum restraint and avoid doing anything that could inflame the situation. Natalie Brandt, CBS News, the White House.
In another tweet, the president wrote, "Iran can never have nuclear weapons, not against the USA and not against the world." In today's consumer news, your McDonald's fries and chicken McNuggets may soon be prepared by a robot. According to the Wall Street Journal, the fast food giant is designing voice-activated software for drive-thrus and robotic deep fryers. It's all part of McDonald's plan to speed up service from the time you order until you get your food. The company is already testing voice recognition at one drive-thru in Chicago, while inside, robotic technology is making sure that chicken, fish, and fries get tossed into the deep fryer. McDonald's says it plans to expand the technology to more restaurants in the near future.